Hello and welcome to TaG Cycling. My name is Maggie Lyster and I will be your coach for today's class. I'm a professional track and road cyclist and the in-house yoga teacher, and today for our workout on deck we have some short accelerations. So the warm-up will gradually build us into getting ready for it. And we'll kind of hit some of those accelerations in the warm-up, and then our workout is basically repeats of 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, back at tempo. So working that quick turnover, quick recovery system. These kinds of workouts do help build your engine overall, so it's really good stuff to do. But we'll just start here, just getting warmed up. So just easy gear, less than 50%. Just move the legs. Try to work your cadence up above 90 when you feel you can get there. Just take your time to get there. Nothing feels better than slowly easing into a workout. Nothing worse than getting on the bike and trying to push when you're not quite ready. So just no pressure. Gradually start moving the legs. Nice easy gear. We'll get into something more structured in just over a minute. Just keep the legs moving. Start thinking about your posture on the bike, shoulders back and down, elbows relaxed. Your pedal stroke too, start thinking of nice circles with your feet. And even breaking it down into 4 parts. And I like to do this and spend say 10 or 15 seconds on each part. So think about pushing across the top, start by thinking about it as a square. So you push across the top, down the front of the pedal stroke, across the bottom, and then up the back, and then again. And you can kind of break it down and think about each part individually. And then you can start putting it together. And that's when you start picturing a circle. And it kind of can show your weakest part of your pedal stroke. Like if you're really struggling pulling up the back part of your pedal stroke, then that's a weakness in the glutes and the hamstrings, and something just to be aware of and to work on over time. But it's a really good exercise. Also kind of gives you something else to think about. So you feel a little distracted. So structured part of the warm-up, we're going to start 3 minutes at 50%. Your preferred cadence, so 90 to 100 RPM, wherever in there you're comfortable. And the first minute and a half, you'll just be seated, 50% preferred cadence. Then you'll do a minute standing, and then the last 30 seconds seated again. So starting in 15 seconds, just with that 50%. So probably not much harder than you're going now, but bring that cadence up over 90. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Starting 50%, 90 plus RPM. Adding in a little effort, playing with the gears. First minute and a half of this is just seated, just settling into the rhythm, into the pace. Nice. Got a minute more. Find a good song. These first efforts are a little bit longer. Once we get into the workout part, it's a lot quicker turnover. Now just relax, shoulders back and down again. You want to try to keep the back as long and open as possible. It's a good time to think about that. Just really helps with your breathing, and breathing is such a big part of living, but also being a cyclist and riding and doing hard efforts. Being able to breathe properly is so important. Okay, 1 minute out of the saddle, standing. In 3, 2, 1. Keep the effort the same, still at 50%. You're just out of the saddle now. So think about stabilizing yourself with your core. Think about centering your weight over the bike, so not too much, not too front heavy. Keep breathing. You've got about 30 seconds to go. Stay with it. If you're getting pretty tired, sit for a second, then come back up. Otherwise, do the last 15 seconds. Last 10. Stay on it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last 30 seconds, just back in the saddle. Spinning those legs back to your 50% preferred cadence. And in 20 seconds, we'll step it up for our next 3-minute set. So next one will be at 60%. Still your preferred cadence, just a little bit harder. So in 10 seconds, you'll click it a gear harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 minutes, 60%. Again, that first minute and a half, just stay in the saddle. Just settle into this low tempo. You're 6 out of 10. A little bit harder than what you were just doing. That pace where you can maintain a conversation on a group ride, but you're getting a little breathy. And just relax into it. Just very small, gradual increments to get us warmed up. Keep it going, 55 more seconds. And then we'll do that minute of standing again. So the more centered you stay over the bike and the more you focus on engaging that core and stabilizing your upper body, the more, technically the more energy and power you can put out, because you're not kind of losing that with the side-to-side motion. So it's all about the power you're putting into your legs. Keep it going, 20 more seconds. And then we'll be out of the saddle. Stay with it for 10. So keeping that same gear, same effort, 60%. Preferred cadence, we're out of the saddle for a minute in 3, 2, 1, up. Again, just concentrate on, it's not that hard of an effort, so you can really put your concentration into stabilizing your upper body, trying to minimize that side-to-side motion as much as possible. Obviously, some will happen naturally, and you can't control that, but stay with it halfway, 30 seconds. Another interesting part of climbing is you can really, the way you position yourself on the bike, you can work different muscle groups. So if you're more forward and lower down, you tend to be working, wait, let me feel it. You tend to be working your quads more. You're kind of in that squat position where you can lengthen up a bit and target the glutes and the hamstrings. You got 3, 2, 1. Back in the saddle, 30 seconds. Just seated back at that tempo, that low tempo. So one more step in this ladder. So 3 minutes at 70%. Same deal, we'll break it into that minute and a half seated, minute standing, 30 seconds seated. In 10 seconds. Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it up a bit, click it a little bit harder. 3 minutes at 70%. So you're now up to your tempo. So this is kind of that a sustained effort. You could sustain this for basically a whole endurance ride if you had to. It would be a hard ride, but this is that place, that 7 out of 10 that you can go for over an hour and a half. Nice work. Almost 45 more seconds, and then we'll stand. Keep that cadence up. The higher you can spin, the better. The more efficient you get over time. So you can challenge yourself a bit, see how close to 100 RPM. Or if you're counting in your head, 50 revolutions per 30 seconds. See how close to that you can get. 15 seconds. And then we'll be out of the saddle again. In 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 1 minute out of the saddle. This is the last time standing for the warm-up. Did a big hike on the weekend, really feeling that burn right now. 40 more seconds. Stay with it. Part of our actual workout portion, we will be standing for some of the acceleration. So just using this time to get ourselves, our whole body warmed up. 20 more seconds. Stay with it. 15. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2. Back in the saddle, last 30 seconds. Just keep cruising at that tempo. And 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back it off. Let's take a couple minutes easy here. So I find working on your position when you're doing those standing stuff and kind of finding that sweet spot so important. There's been so many times I've done something weird to my lower back just because, I mean, it's hard when you get tired to really, but then it becomes even more important to think about your position on the bike, still trying to keep a pretty straight back, not rounding too much. Using different parts of your legs, so switching it up, whether you're a little bit more forward, a little bit more back. So we're gonna do some accelerations for the next part of our warm-up. So it will be 30 seconds at 50%, then a minute. You'll just spin it up accelerate to your max cadence. So you have a whole minute to do that. Then you'll get 30 seconds easy. You'll do the same thing, except a little bit harder, and do that a couple times. So do that in just about a minute. So again, 30 seconds, 50%. This is for the first one. And then 60 seconds to you're accelerating to your max RPM. So you're not increasing the gear. So it's mostly focused on your cadence here. So increasing it to your max cadence. Then you'll get 30 seconds easy. Then we'll do it again. So again, now we're getting into the other kind of part of our workout. So we just worked some standing. Now we're gonna warm up that acceleration, because that's gonna be a big part of our workout. 30 seconds. Get ready for it. So your starting place probably won't be too much harder than what you're doing now, so just 50% at your preferred cadence. Actually, since we're accelerating, keep that cadence as close to 90 RPM. So 50%, 90 RPM. So then that gives you something to accelerate from. So find that place. In 3, 2, 1, 50%, 90 RPM. For 30 seconds, this is your first 30. And then you'll have a minute to accelerate to your max RPM. So you can gradually increase it over a minute. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 minute acceleration. Let's go. Don't touch that gear, just bring that cadence up. Make sure that core is nice and stable as you do this. Try to minimize that bouncing. 45 seconds, keep building it, keep accelerating. You'll find a place where you'll probably start to feel spun out, then just maintain that for the last bit. Or see if you can squeeze a little more out. Halfway, 30 seconds to go. Go, go, go. 25. See if you can get a little bit more out. Your cadence. 20. Stay with it. 15. You got 10. Go, go, go. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds. Back that gear off a bit. 30 seconds, you can just recover. And then we're gonna do that again, except your starting place will be at 60%, 90 RPM for that first 30 seconds. And then you'll accelerate from there. So starting that in 15. And 5, 4, 3, 2, find that 60%, 90 RPM. This is your starting place. 30 seconds. Let's go. So you're starting a little harder than last time, but same thing, you'll accelerate for that minute, then you'll get 30 seconds easy. Okay, that acceleration coming up in 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just your cadence. Let's start increasing it. We got a minute. Working on that acceleration, working on keeping your upper body still. As your cadence increases, keep trying to think about pedaling circles, think about your pedal stroke. Keep it going, stay with it, 40 seconds to go. Gradually keep bringing it up. You're halfway, 30 seconds. Go, go, go. Got 25. Last 20. See if you can get more out of your cadence. Increase it a bit more. 15. All the way for the final 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds easy. We have one more of those sets. The last one will be at 70%. So again, a little bit harder. And then we'll be so ready for this workout. Warmed up all the systems. Okay, so again, this last one, 30 seconds at 70%, 90 RPM, that's your starting place. And then we'll do that acceleration. So finding that 70%, 90 RPM, we'll start our first 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Just settle into this to begin with. Let's go, 30 seconds. It's nice steady rhythm with your cadence. Just kind of feel this effort. Probably already feels better than that 70% you did in the first part of the warm-up. Already starting to warm up. Okay, we have that acceleration coming up in 3, 2, 1. So this is your starting place. 1 minute. Gradually increase that cadence. Let's go. Nice slow build. Just Just like you're accelerating, by the end of this minute, you want to be at your max RPM. Keep it going. You have 40 seconds to go. Go, go, go. Almost halfway. Stay with it. 30 seconds. You've got 20. Keep increasing it. See if you can get it up a little bit more. 15. Final 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back that gear off. Drop that cadence. That's it for the warm-up part, so you have a couple minutes. If you need to do anything else or need anything, now's the time to do so. Then we'll get into our workout. I'll explain that in just a minute here. So, workout portion is basically the same, similar to what we were just doing, but it'll be broken into 4 different sets. So your first set, you're gonna set your gear at 75% and cadence at 80 to 85 RPM. And that's gonna be essentially your base. So that's what you're gonna come back to each time. And then we're gonna do 5 minutes as 20 seconds at that tempo, at that 75%, 80 to 85 RPM. And then you're gonna do a 20-second acceleration. And that's gonna be, you can kind of choose your cadence, what you want to accelerate to, but I want you to make it as hard as you can. Keeping in mind, one full set is 5 minutes, and you have to keep coming back to that 75% starting place. So your tempo, 20 seconds, then 20-second acceleration. Tempo, 20 seconds, 20-second acceleration. And just back and forth between that for 5 minutes. Then you'll have 3 minutes easy. So really easy. Spin out the legs, like bring that cadence up because we'll be working at, your base is gonna be at a lower cadence, so it'll feel good to spin 90 plus. And then your second set, your starting place is the same, except you'll be standing for each acceleration. So that's where that little piece we did in the warm-up with the standing is you're really gonna start to, that one is gonna hurt a little bit more. It's gonna feel different. You'll probably feel muscles you don't use that often because it's not that often we end up standing on the bike unless we're climbing Seymour or Cypress. And then the third and fourth sets will be same kind of format, but your starting place for your cadence will be lower. So it'll be at 70 to 75 RPM. Okay, so 45 seconds here. Then we're gonna get started with that first 5-minute set. So again, your 5 minutes. This first one, your starting place, you're setting your gear at 75% and your cadence at 80 to 85 RPM. And that will be your tempo. You'll do 20 seconds at that, and then 20 seconds accelerate. 20 seconds back at tempo, 20-second acceleration for 5 minutes. So find a good song, but I'll cue you through each 20 seconds, so don't worry about staring at a timer. You can just kind of close your eyes and get into it, or keep them open. Okay, let's start finding that 75%, 80 to 85 RPM. This is your first set, your first starting place. Just settle into this for 20 seconds, coming up in 15. We'll start in 15. Start in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 75%, 80 to 85 RPM. This is your first 20 seconds. Your 5 minutes are underway. Starting with just settling into this rhythm, which you're already halfway through. 10 seconds to go. And then you'll do that first acceleration. So you can choose a cadence you want to accelerate to, or just go as hard as you can. 3, 2, 2, 1, let's go. Up. 20-second acceleration. Halfway, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, back to that 75%, back to that tempo. So that's what it's gonna be, that on-off. So you're back to that, you can drop that cadence back to your 80, 85%. And we're on again. Let's go. That 20 seconds. Stay with it for 3, 2, 1, back to that tempo. %. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, acceleration. Up. Pretty quickly, you're gonna notice it starts to get harder and harder to bring that cadence up. 100% feeling that this morning. But stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to that tempo. So once you kind of have an idea of what you're hitting for your cadence, then you can start to target that. So say you're getting up to 95 or 110 or 105 or 110 RPM. Try to hit that each time. Okay, 3, 2, 1, up. Acceleration. Let's go, halfway, 10 seconds. Keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then that gives you kind of a place to, a goal to get to. And you're not kind of just going, because that place that you feel is hard is gonna slowly start to drop throughout these efforts. So it pushes you a little bit more. That acceleration in 3, 2, 1, up. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have less than 2 minutes left in this first set. So stay with it. Keep thinking about a nice smooth cadence and dropping it back to that starting place each time. Acceleration in 3, 2, 1, up. 20 seconds. Ten seconds, keep it going, halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it back down to that tempo. So you're not dropping it all the way in between. You have about 1 more minute of this. Stay with it. Next acceleration in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Go, go, go. 15. Stay on it, keep building that cadence. Try to get to that place you chose. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You'll have 1 more acceleration. Coming up in 10. Last one for this first set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, let's go. 20 seconds. Get on it. Up, up, 15. Keep accelerating. For 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nice, back that gear right off. You have 3 minutes easy. So that was 1 set. 3 more left. 3 to go. Easy, see, that wasn't that bad. No, those are really good for building that energy system and just, like I said, building that base, because you have to keep coming back to that 75%. You don't get, it's very different doing this as a 20-second acceleration and getting full recovery between. That becomes a little bit, actually you'll feel worse doing that, because if you stop pedaling and then try to accelerate every 20 seconds, you're not really getting that recovery and your legs aren't moving in between. And take it from me, it's not fun. Don't feel great after. So you have 2 more minutes. So that second set is same thing for that starting place. So you'll be at that 75%, that 80 to 85 RPM. So you'll set the gear at. But then each acceleration, each 20-second acceleration will be out of the saddle. So you'll be up and out of the saddle, and then seated up and out for each acceleration. So again, you can kind of gauge the first couple accelerations, see what you hit for that cadence, and then make that your, so do the first couple like as hard as you can go and gauge what that cadence, that kind of average cadence you're hitting is, and then try to target that with your future accelerations. So as you get more tired, you kind of have that goal to push you a little harder, that place you want to get to. We have 1 minute till we start this second set. I don't know about you, but my glutes and hamstrings are screaming at me at the thought of standing up. We'll get through this though. It'll be fine. We'll survive. Okay, we have 40 seconds. So because these are such quick efforts, in just a couple seconds here, I want you to start clicking that gear harder, start turning it up, and start finding that 75%. Take a sip of coffee, you're gonna need it. Okay, we have 20 seconds before we start, so start turning that gear up. Start finding that 75% place. Again, that cadence, base cadence is 80 to 85 RPM. We have 10 seconds before we start. 3, 2, and 1, starting with that 20 seconds tempo. So 80 to 85 RPM, you're 75%. So the second 5-minute set is underway. These accelerations will be out of the saddle, with your first one coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Let's go. 20 seconds on the clock. Remember, this is an acceleration, so you're not just standing. You're accelerating. You're going hard. It's like you're sprinting uphill. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seated, 20 seconds, back at that tempo. Let your cadence drop back to that 80 to 85 RPM, back to that tempo. Might feel kind of nice as your cadence lowers, but then make sure you catch it. Don't let it drop further. Your next acceleration in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Let's go, let's go. Engage that core, stay soft with your upper body. Don't lock out your elbows. Keep them nice and relaxed. You got 3, 2, 1, seated. Nice. Good job. Keep it going. Let that cadence drop back to your tempo. Catch it so it doesn't drop too far. And you have 3, 2, and 1. Up. Accelerate just like you're in that final 20 seconds of an uphill sprint. It's kind of what we're going for. And maybe you know by now what that target cadence is, so you can focus on just hitting that. You have 3, 2, and 1. Back in the saddle. Keep the legs moving. Being able to catch it back at that tempo is what makes all the difference with this workout. So get back to that pace. Next one in 3, 2, and 1. Up. Just about halfway through this set. Keep it going. Looking so good. Go, go, go. You're accelerating for another 10. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back in the saddle. Nice work. You have less than half left in this set. Just see if you can push yourself a little bit more. Okay, still making sure you can come back to that tempo. Okay, next one in 3, 2, 1, up. Go, 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 you got this. Get through these ones. This is where you have to fight a little bit more for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You have about 1.5 minutes to go. So stay with it. Fight that urge to sit every time you get out of the saddle. 3, 2, 1, up. Let's go, the standing acceleration. Keep it going. Less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seated. You have 1 minute left in this set. See, it flies by so much quicker when you break it down into 20 seconds. Maybe you're like, no, that's not true. This feels like 3 hours. Okay, get ready in 3, 2, 1, up. This will be your last acceleration for this set. Go, go, go. Push it a little bit more. Last 10 seconds. You're halfway through this. Last acceleration, and then you just finish off with the tempo. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish off with that tempo. Don't let it drop right away. Stay at that 75% for another 15 and 10. Nice. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back that gear off. Set number 2 complete. Again, you have 3 minutes. Just spin it out. Take a sip of water. Maybe sit up, maybe roll those shoulders a bit. Might get tired. Upper body might start feeling it with the standing. If you're feeling it a lot in the shoulders, then maybe you need to come back over the bike a bit. So if your shoulders are super fatigued, it might mean you're a little bit too far forward when you're standing. So just something to think about. Nice and easy here. So this third set we'll be doing, our base cadence is going to be 70 to 75 RPM. So our base is still 75%, still that tempo, but base cadence 70 to 75 RPM, so lower. So, and this one you will not be standing for the accelerations. So get a little break from those standing efforts. And then the last set you will be standing again. So that fourth set. For this one, you can just think about it, that with that low cadence, think about it as you're doing uphill sprints. So you're doing a climb, you're at that tempo, you're at that lower cadence, that 70 to 75 RPM, and then you're accelerating every time you hit that 20 seconds. So about 1.5 minutes for our next set. So my dad is my coach, and he likes to get creative with his workouts. So once I did this workout where every time I saw a bird, so for 10 minutes, every time I saw a bird, I had to sprint. Now, I live out in Maple Ridge. There's a lot of wildlife out there. There's lots of flocks of birds that like to fly over where I ride. So there was a solid section where I was just like full gas sprinting for a minute, seated for like 10 seconds and then up again. I mean, kind of fun, kind of amusing to think about. Got to get creative with it. It's like a race setting. You never know. That's just like one person attacking over and over and over, and you're just constantly sprinting. Like, same kind of thing. Prepare you for anything. Prepare you to outrun a flock of birds if they come after you. Never know when you might need those life skills. Okay, so already 20 seconds until we're back at it with that third set. So we're going to start finding that 75%, that tempo again, dropping that cadence to 70 to 75 RPM. So let's find this starting place, find this low cadence. Okay, slowly start dropping it. We'll give you another 20 seconds and then we'll start this. Starting in 15. And turn that gear up. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5-minute set underway, starting with that tempo, 70 to 75 RPM, 75%. This is your base, this is your starting place. And remember, seated accelerations, so staying in the saddle. First one coming up in 3, 2, 1, up, 20-second acceleration, let's go. Halfway, 10 seconds. Again, take these first few, see where you're at for this set. See what your target cadence is. Maybe try to make it the same as the first set you did. And off. 20 seconds, back to that tempo. Dropping that cadence all the way back to 70 to 75 RPM. Sorry, because our cadence is lower, if you're gonna try to make it the same as that first set, it's gonna feel harder. Which might not be bad, push yourself. Only have one more set after this. Acceleration in 3, 2, 1, up. Go, go, go. 20-second accel. Get on it, spin those legs up. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to that 70 to 75 RPM, back to that tempo. Then catch it, don't let it drop anymore. Next accel in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Let's go. Go, go, go. Challenge yourself. See if you can hit a higher cadence. You have 10 seconds. You're halfway. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that cadence, back to that tempo. Remember, catch it, don't let it drop anymore. You're almost halfway through this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up. Accelerate. Go, go, stay with it. 15 seconds to go. Keep increasing. Don't let it drop. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can let that drop. So much talking every 20 seconds, losing my voice here. Okay, back at that tempo, stay with it for 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, up. 20 seconds, let's go, go, go. You have less than 2 minutes left in this set. So stay with it, you only have a couple more accelerations. Go, go, go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it slow down, let it drop slowly. Keep the legs moving though, stay with that tempo, that base that you set it at. Only have a couple more accelerations. 3, 2, 1, up. Let's go, you got 13, Halfway. Push it. Squeeze a little more out. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And off. 20 seconds. You'll have one more acceleration for this set. Make it count. Make it hard. Try to hit your, see if you can get a new top cadence. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. Go. Hard as you can. Last acceleration for this set. 15 seconds. Up, up, up. Keep it going. 10. All the way for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't let that tempo drop. You have 20 more seconds. So stay with it. Catch that cadence so it doesn't go below 70. Don't stop pedaling. You have 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And recover. Nice. Look, we're already at our last one. One more to go. Whew. So I'm what they consider a sprinter, endurance sprinter. So these kinds of efforts I'm all over. Like I have my strength is my ability to recover quickly between stuff. Give me a time trial where I have to sustain something. I'm like, yeah, not so much. But give me something that's even harder, but I get like 5 or 10 seconds of a break in between. And suddenly it's a whole different ball game for me. It's good though. Found my weakness, found what I need to work on. Okay, you have 2 more minutes. Last set is our starting place is exactly the same as what we just did. So that's 75%, that's 70 to 75 RPM. So low cadence as if you're climbing. And then you'll be standing for each acceleration. For this last one, going out with a bang today. Really making it count. Earning that breakfast, that coffee. Getting those gains, you know, all those glute gains from standing. Okay, you have less than a minute and a half. Think about each. Sometimes these kinds of things help to think about each one as your last acceleration. Obviously, that's going to hurt the further you get along with the effort, but it kind of helps you. Well, I find it helps me just put myself in that mindset of, okay, I'm just digging deep for this one effort. Then you back it off, and then you kind of start recovering a little bit. And you're like, okay, feel ready to like dig deep again for this next one, which is my last effort. And then again, just move through that cycle. No pun intended. Okay, you got 30 seconds. And then you're back to it. Then we'll start. So maybe start turning that gear up. You have 25 seconds till we get going with this last 5-minute set. So start finding that 75%, 70 to 75 RPM starting place. You have 12, 10. Get ready here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 20 seconds tempo to start. Nice low cadence, just as if you're on a climb. Settling into this rhythm to start for another 10 seconds. And then we'll have our first acceleration out of the saddle. In 3, 2, 1. Up. Let's go. Get up, get on it. Increase that cadence. This is an acceleration. This is like an uphill sprint. Halfway, 10 seconds. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the saddle. Drop that cadence, back to that tempo. For 15 seconds. Nice. Again, each one's your last one, so just go. Go for it. For 3, 2, 1, up. Let's go. Halfway, 10 seconds. Stay with it, stay out of the saddle. Keep trying to increase that cadence. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Seated. Drop that cadence, but catch it. Don't let it drop all the way. That's the trick. It's key to it. Okay, 10 seconds. Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Up, up, up. Got 15. Stay with it. Keep building. Keep increasing. 10 seconds. Let's go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back in the saddle. Dropping that cadence, but catching it before it goes too far. Almost at the halfway point through this final set. 3, 2, 1, and up. Go, you're a sprinter, you're going uphill, let's go, 15 seconds. Get on it. 10. Up, up, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in the saddle. Not letting it drop below 70. Okay, got 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Let's go. 15. Halfway there. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And seated. Classic coach likes to turn 3 seconds into like 7 seconds. Okay, get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Go, you almost have only a minute left in this set. Push it, you only have a couple more accelerations. So give it what you got. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back in the saddle. You'll have one more acceleration. This is your last one coming up. And then you'll be back in the saddle and back to your tempo for the last 20 seconds. So don't let it drop all the way. Final accel in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Get after it. Last one. 15 seconds. Push it. For 10. Stay with it. Go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then catch it. Catch that tempo for your last 20. 15. Don't let it drop for another 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're done. Woo. Back that gear off. Nice work. Yeah, that's not an easy effort. It's fun because there's so many moving parts, but definitely catches up to you, and you're probably going to feel those standing efforts later today or tomorrow. Especially if you don't do that much. Those work way different muscles than you probably normally do. So just take as long as you need to cool down and get those legs moving again as soon as you can. So dropping that gear below 50%, less than your 5 out of 10. And just bringing that cadence up. Try to bring it up above 90 because we're spinning at such low cadences with our tempo. This is a really good opportunity just to flush it out. And once you're up above 90, it should feel pretty good. Legs should start feeling better. Then yeah, if you have foam roller, roll, get into quads, glutes, hamstrings, lie over it to get into your back. You can also sit up now and just start opening up your shoulders. Do some of my yoga, try that out. Should help. And thanks for joining me today for the accelerations, and that's a wrap.